Been noticing this quite often whenever it comes to my videos. The videos of which I fucking try to upload from my video camera, for some reason they just delete themselves right off the fucking bat. And I don't know why, but who knows? Probably fucking probably getting erased by some fucking secret group, whoever the fuck I know, I don't fucking know. But whenever it comes to that, I'll go ahead and get back into the portion of which I was mentioning. Whenever it comes to the thinking and feeling, feeling is the battery behind every motivation of what you got. So whatever feeling that you're feeling right now, you're going to be operating by that. Now, granted, whenever it comes to feeling, it starts from what you're thinking about, and what you're thinking about is what's going to create what's felt. So feeling is the river, thinking are the fucking pebbles you toss in it. So whenever it comes to whatever pebbles you're tossing it, if you're causing so many ripples within the water by how much you're fucking tossing in it, it's not going to be cohesive at all. It's not going to work in one direction or shape or manner. Hold up, fucking cat scratching at the door. Now, just as I mentioned in my previous video, that whenever it comes to realm of spirit, it operates by the realm of feeling. I fucking meant that. Now, if you didn't watch that video, go ahead and head to that whenever it comes. The video is titled Nature, and you'll be able to get a better indicator as to what that means. And whenever it comes to the thinking portion is actually the acting portion. The whole point is that whenever it comes to the feminine, the feeling, since that's a motivation, masculine is the doing part. So the doing part is actually being able to bring it here to the tangible realm, being able to think of solutions. Now, granted, whenever it comes to solutions, usually you don't have to think about it. If you're the kind that's capable of resting within yourself, usually answers come to you whenever you don't fight for them. And I've noticed that for me. So whenever it comes to answers, don't fight always for the answers. And sometimes, whenever you stop fighting, that usually is the answer for some cases. Uh, Actually, quite a few. I've noticed that from personal experience. What other things can I mention? But whenever I'm talking about the feeling and thinking, like for instance, the LGBTQ community, of whom, now granted, this was way back then, I guess like 2017, 2016, of which you saw them start being triggered by everything around them. And now, granted, they were so invested within the feeling of spirit that they pretty much lost the ability to think whenever it comes to the masculine portion, in which you need both. You need the masculine and feminine, uh, in which it caused them to be triggered by everything. In which, whenever it comes to the thinking portion, that's actually what causes you to see what's revealed within you. So, if you're ever triggered and there's a reaction within you, know that's the spirit being revealed. And people don't usually know what this means. Uh, it's like, for instance, if there's something that offends you, why is it offending you? Because whenever it comes to reality, what is, oh, damn, there's a hawk right fucking there, cool. But whenever it comes to reality of what is, it should not offend you, okay? Whenever it comes to everything that's going on right now, people think that they should be fucking balls up saying, oh, fucking what is against me, it's against everything I fucking stand for. It's like it's pissing me off. It's like, no, that's not what it's supposed to do. In fact, it's never been really focused around you per se. It's actually just been focused on what the fuck's been permitted and what's been done. Now, whenever it comes to what's been done, people in reality, whenever it comes to us blaming another for what they do, is that we're pretty much blaming the very same parts in which they exercise from the same roots in which we exercise from, in which they're exercising from the state of which they're permitted, just as we are. Now, whenever it comes to blaming what they do, we're pretty much blaming the fact that they made their own fucking choice. Now, whenever it comes down to it, people should be responsible for what they do. They should be responsible for reciprocations which they receive. Now, whenever it comes to this Hail Mary attempt of saying that we're dealt a bad hand, therefore it's fucking meaningless, it's like, well, whenever it comes to, the idea of generational karma, whenever it comes to the back then, like for instance, whenever I will just go ahead and use some Bible, because whenever it comes to me in the Bible, I've been a hell of a study within it. So I'll go ahead and bring some examples. Whenever it comes to whenever God said that He would bring the uh, weight of the actions of the previous generation upon the next generation. What's funny is that people think that God is, being in the clouds. No, he's actually the what is of what's been done. And let's just say he's not a personification, if we're going to be fucking honest. In fact, he's a coagulation of what's been done and what's going to happen. So, for instance, whenever you hurt someone else's family member, what the fuck do you think the other person's going to do? They're going to fuck you up. It's going to fucking, I don't know, damn near kill you. See, that's a reciprocation of what's done. Okay? Now, granted, if it's not on you, then it's sure as hell on your descendants after you're fucking gone. It's like, you fucking hurt one of them and they fucking just have this balls up vengeance of which they want to take out on you. And they'll fucking wait. It's like, that's pretty much how it operates. Is that no matter what we do, everything's reciprocated. And even from the weight of our past generations are going to be weighted upon us. And which people don't like that. People don't like that idea that we're responsible for the actions of our fathers or our mothers. And what I have noticed is that we constantly use the actions of others, mothers, and fathers, to blame them per se, without taking consideration our fucking generations and ancestors did the same fucking thing. It's like, it doesn't matter what group you bring up from the past. It doesn't matter what group you bring up from history. Everybody's done fucked up shit and good shit. Doesn't matter what group, doesn't matter what ethnicity you bring up, doesn't matter what fucking religion you bring up. Everybody's done the bad and the good. And we just so happen to fucking reap from that both the righteous and profane actions of what's been done and taken place. So whenever it comes to blaming another for what their ancestors did to your ancestors, I just don't see the fucking reasoning behind that whatsoever. Because there's times in which your ancestors have done their ancestors dirty too. So it's like, what the fuck's the due measure of this? But other than that, that's pretty much explanation. And whenever it comes to the weight of the actions themselves, is now granted, it's going to sound a little far fetched for quite a few people, but just wait till I explain it further. Whenever it comes to what our ancestors have done, it's imprinted within our blood. Okay? Whenever it comes to our blood, that's the reason why it's given such importance whenever it concerns ancient cultures, because that's what's passed through the root of who we are whenever it concerns this temple and how we're capable of expressing and what we express. And fuck, even whenever it comes to genes, they only open up whenever they're expressed. Well, how do you express genes? You fucking express. That's the irony of it. And that's why whenever it comes to all these, what's the word for it? Fuck. I'm losing topic. It's like fucking thousand ideas coming at once. People think that you don't express genes through the expressions of which you make in everyday life. No, you do. Um, Even though fucking sun helps out too whenever it comes to gene expression, fucking again, going out in the sun, I'd say is a damn good hobby. And if you're not doing that, you should. But whenever it comes to anything that's kept enclosed and the potential's not released, that's whenever it can become very dangerous. And that's whenever it can make people, well, do shit which is called monstrous because there's something in which they're keeping in which they're either opposing or rejecting, and it's building up within, and it's causing them to go neurotic in various areas in which they're not expressing in the proper format. It could be creatively. But I'm just going to go ahead and keep it on down low and say this is a good enough video for today. But hopefully this fucking doesn't get shut off.